Hi, everyone. Welcome to the onboarding webinar for A-Team. My name is Abigail Olajire, and I am the Assistant Programs Manager for Hamoye. We are super excited to have you join the team, and we look forward to a productive time with you. At Hamoye, we believe that being helpful is being thoughtful, hence our mantra for this program. And so we hope that you're fired up for the great tasks ahead of you. For some of us who are yet to join the Slack channel, we oblige you to do so. The Slack channel is our official communication platform for every volunteer. And so it's very important that you are part of that community. So before we begin proper, let's share some housekeeping rules in order for us to have a smooth sail throughout the program. Let's unmute our microphones unless you're told to speak. We know you have questions during the session, so just use the chat box for your questions and we would attend to them. But if you also want to speak out, what you can do is just raise up your hands as we can do on Zoom, and then we'll let you talk. So there's a lot in store for you. We just have 1 hour for this program. We'll try our best to stick to it. Without wasting much of your time, permit me to invite our speaker. She is Cordelia Ilori. She's an associate at Hamoye, and she'll be working closely with you throughout your role as a volunteer for Hamoye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Cordelia Ilori. Cordelia, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you once again for joining everyone, and you are welcome to Hamoye A-Team onboarding session. Thank you, Abigail, and thank you everyone. So the onboarding session proper. So for today, our focus would be on Hamoye. I'm going to explain to you what Hamoye is about and what we do, our vision, our mission, and also the programs we run. After which, we're going to explain to you, like you have already seen on the manual or the brochure, Hamoye A-Team, and then we'll go into a brief session of the complete machine learning, after which we'll get on to communications made easy, then you would meet our team. So Hamoye is derived from a Yoruba word, which is Hamoye, actually. Please, Hamoye, not Hamoye, but actually it's the wise one. We are an edtech company and talent development company with a vision to harness Africa's bright minds and solve the problems plaguing the world. At the core of our mission is actually the following: to connect learning to economic opportunities. As you can see, the struggles we have with our educational system. So we're actually connecting learning to economic opportunities by offering skill-based training across health and energy and agriculture, amongst others. But actually to provide free access to learning content, focusing instead on monetizing the end result. Also, our drive is to provide quality education on a large scale. And when we mean quality, we don't just mean in terms of written materials that are actually out there. We're talking about top-notch and current focus, like what is actually in vogue and what materials and resources are actually used to promote learning in the current age and time. As we all know, technology is becoming the focus and the center of everything we do. And without technology, you cannot actually do a lot of things in this current dispensation. So we're talking about high quality education. So our goal is actually to have a central point wherein without physical contact, you can learn, which is our one school, without any physical content of like having textbooks, materials, lecture notes, and all of those. We have a central point, which is our one book containing all learning contents and materials. Then we have our one CV. Our one CV is Hamoye's job market. And Hamoye's job market is actually about recruiting, connecting learners with opportunities, both within and outside Africa, to actually get the skills required to grow in your career. So we're actually creating an army of independent problem solvers across Africa and the world at large by preparing young minds for the economy of the future. future. So 18. So welcome once again. Hamoye 18 is the arm of Hamoye responsible for providing help and support to the company on all its programs. So there is actually a smooth sailing and the meeting of every stipulated target. So when you think about Hamoye 18, you're thinking about support, you're thinking about helping, you're thinking about providing the necessary, should I say, technical, non-technical skills needed to support the company to ensure that we actually achieve a common goal. For example, if you actually we ran throughout, okay, for 6 months last year, you'll notice we had a lot of programs running. We had their open source presentations, we had their projects, and we had leaderboards, we had a lot of things running. And all of these was actually to ensure that learners without a physical office actually acquire the required skills to become a data scientist. So as a member of Hamoye 18, you're actually going to provide support to ensure that every nitty-gritty of any program Hamoye actually runs actually is fulfilled to the highest standard without any compromise whatsoever. So Hamoye 18, like I already, responsible for coordinating and regulating all activities relating to volunteers with the aim of rendering help to the company and enabling her achieve her vision and her mission. Like I stated earlier about the mission and the vision of Hamoye, that is what we are going to be working to fulfill. So the roles of 18 members, you would provide support on all programs, including internships and externships, the junior coding program, and the one book. All of these are programs we are running currently. But let me bring to your notice that we have a batch of other programs which will be starting in March. I would actually send more information to you about this, and we would actually need more hands on deck. And just think about gaining experiences, gaining skills that would actually help you in your career, gaining the hands-on knowledge you would use to succeed in your various fields. So we invite you to apply and volunteer on all these programs. And I promise you, you would actually run back to us for our subsequent programs, because our programs are packed full with activities and learning materials and contents that would actually enable you have a fulfilling and amazing career. So these are some of the programs, and most of our programs will run with an internship structure, which is actually to give you an idea or a foretaste of how a night change and it's becoming fully remote because of the situations, and you must adapt to all of these, and you must have the skills. So this is an opportunity for you to have skills without actually being there physically, but gaining all the experience you need. So on the core of our roles is to be an ambassador of Hamoye. Hamoye, like you know, is an international brand. We are not just located in Africa. We actually have our headquarters in Bermuda. So we expect you to carry the image of Hamoye with all pride and prestige, in the sense that you would not think about Hamoye and act otherwise. Coming on our team, welcoming you on board means you would have to be an ambassador for Hamoye in your conduct, in your speech, and even on your Twitter, on your Instagram, on your LinkedIn, you have to promote Hamoye. So our mantra is to help. Like you have known from our previous, our team is helping, is being thoughtful of life. We know people actually need help, but if you actually help without expecting anything in return, that means you actually are selfless, and the world needs selfless people. Without selfless people like you and I, we would not have a better world. People that do not expect anything in return, but yet provide services, quality services, to the best of their ability to make sure that no life is left unattended to. We're going to help them achieve their programs or their projects. We're going to help them reposition them for a better career, which in turn will actually reposition you for a better career too. So in thinking of other lives, you're thinking about yourself. So we employ you, put in your best, give the help you have, and you can actually acquire, and all the strength and energy you could muster to make sure that the learning program goes well. So we're going to measure outcomes. We're not just going to send you out there to help without measuring how your progress has actually helped the company or the program to achieve its aims and objectives. We're going to measure outputs. How are we going to do this? When you have been registered and given an ID tag on each program, we would commit you into a particular channel or workspace on Slack, wherein one, you have access to communicate with yourselves, which gives you access to networking. Two, you would provide help to those interns or externs on the program. Like those that are already on the complete machine learning externship, they can tell you this. We have created a channel for them there, wherein their IDs have been sent to them in a mail, which is going to be used for their end of week updates. One, this end of week updates would actually be generated from your own end. I would send the templates to you on your Slack channel. You have to fill it in. In Hamoye, our week starts on Wednesday. That's the beginning of a week. So we expect you to turn in this end of week updates by Tuesday, 4 p.m. And we have to assess it. From these templates, from these updates, you're going to know what happened in your community, what help you needed, or what issues you actually encountered. We're going to know what new events occurred. We're going to know which intern or extern actually left your group. And then you have to provide technical support to them. That is why we ensure when you fill the form, we asked for technical skills. So to measure this outcome, we're going to use your Slack workspace, wherein Hamoye team is going to provide an 18 member, you would have awards, which will be generated from your end of week update and your Slack channel. We would monitor it. At the end of the program, we're going to have recommendation letters. We're going to publish articles on the Hamoye blog and website. We're going to invite you. Sorry, just a minute. We're going to invite you to write on your experiences. We're going to invite you to write on how the volunteering has shaped you. We're going to invite you to write on how the experience actually is a step or a milestone to fulfilling your career. So all of these are going to be gotten from you, where we are going to send out invitations to you to actually decide to write or not to write. Then we're going to have souvenirs. Also, as an 18 member, you are automatically going to get admission into the 18 pool, wherein if you want to volunteer on our future programs, you do not need to reapply again. You could just contact us directly and we get you on board to the next team, to the next program. And all of these information will be provided in your Slack channel for you. Then you're going to be admitted into one CV for vacancies within the company. Like I explained earlier on, Hamoye One CV is our central job market, wherein the opportunities and vacancies within the company, our our partner organizations and also our affiliates would actually be there. Their vacancies would be there on this one CV, and then it will admit you. We're going to invite you to apply. We're going to assess your skills. We're going to assess your skills, your competencies, and then we will decide on the next steps to follow. At this point, I'm going to get off your way and bring in one of my colleague, Emmanuel Ikpoche, who is going to give you more brief on the complete machine learning. So, Emmanuel, over to you.
Thank you very much, Cordelia. It's good to be with you guys. So before I go with the presentation, there was a poll that we just sent out now, and from the poll results, 84% of us on this call were part of the Hamoye Data Science Internship of 2020. I think that's a big plus. Kudos to you guys. So as if this complete machine learning externship is following from the success we recorded from the data science internship last time, and then we'll give a brief of what is expected. So we'll talk about the machine learning externship. The next slide shows that it will last for 4 months, and then we'll have communications on Slack, on YouTube, via email. Our email address is still, as usual, hello@hamoye.io. The Hamoye platform also gives us the opportunity to interact. Just like we are now on Zoom, we can also have conversations there. And as part of the programs for these cohorts, for this machine learning externship, we have what we call the machine learning weekly code. We'll be given projects, we have quizzes, and we have, one of the best reviewed course modules or you can ever see for machine learning. And then enrollment is built into 2 areas, freemium and premium. For the premium, the students will have free access to the course content and to every program, every deliverable in the package for a period of about 1 month before they now proceed on to the premium, where they will pay an amount. So having talked about that, let's see the objective of the machine learning externship. Now, one of the things I want to achieve is I want to teach you using the best resources possible. One of the things that Cordelia mentioned during our presentation is that Hamoye seeks to give us the best ever. So now we want to teach using the best volumes, the best curriculum, the best modules, and these are prepared and reviewed by industry specialists. Now, as well, we want to also ensure that our students from the Hamoye Complete Machine Learning Externship is able to develop their innovative skills, because we want to build problem solvers that need to be innovative. At the same time, they cannot work alone, so they have to also develop their collaborative skills. For as many of us that were part of the internship last time, we remember when we did our project and we're working in groups. That alone, we've received testimonies of how it has built collaboration as a skill. And at the end of the day, every person that have signed up for the machine learning externship is expected to develop a knack for machine learning and expertise for machine learning. So in essence, we want to ensure that they're able to tick, T-I-C-K, teach, innovate, collaborate, and develop a knack for machine learning. So this is the platform which we want to propel our students onto machine learning expertise going forward with the theme, building the future of work. Now, application had started on the 23rd of November, and it had ended as well on the 11th of January. Starting from tomorrow, what a timing, we'll have our students coming to onboard and coming to get themselves familiar with the tenets of Hamoye and the machine learning extension. And then after then, we'll proceed on to the learning phase, where the students will learn from the well-arranged, from the top-notch apogee course modules and every deliverable we've packaged for them from the 27th of January to the 27th of April. And then, because we cannot leave them high and dry, we need to give them also the experience that is needed and the boost that they need for their CV. They'll also do a tag-along project from the 28th of April. till the end of the externship, where they also do a presentation. Now, in 4 months, our students will be exposed to some programs. So they'll be exposed to some programs, including one of the best arranged course modules you can ever find, that would propel you from zero machine learning, or let me not use the word zero, from a machine learning enthusiast to a machine learning expert. They will also take quizzes. These quizzes are supposed to help them to develop and buoy their expertise in machine learning. They have one-on-one sessions with experts where they have problems, where they have blockers. These expert sessions will help in unblocking whatever they've come to encounter. And then they also have weekly ML code club. We know that about, as of today, we have over 74% of those who have signed up for the externship who are new to coding. So this will help improve their coding skill beyond imagination. So every week they'll come on with a project, and then the coding club would help review and push them to expertise. We also have tag along projects, where for every course they take, there will be projects that follow. There will also be webinars where industry experts will come to explain and relate what they've learned to what happens in the industry. They also have capstone projects, what we refer to as the open source project in our last HDSC 2020, but this time with a bigger and a new dimension. And at the same time, just like Cordelia mentioned, that our one CV is the job central market of Hamoye. We also prepare the students to acquire the jobs that they seek, and help them furnish their career in machine learning and also in every program that they can fit into. So this is about the machine learning externship. The presentation will continue, and Cordelia will help with that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ma, for that beautiful presentation. And once again, may I remind you that as an A team member, you are expected to help. And when we say help, you're supposed to help these externs with every struggle they have, either with their projects, but you are not expected to do the projects for them. You're just to assist, push, encourage, make sure that these guys do not drop off along the way. They go to the end of the program, they achieve all their stated goals and objectives, and nothing is left untouched. So as an A team member, you are expected to help them achieve their goals. You're to encourage them when the going gets tough. Trust me, 3 months of learning is a long time. And like research has shown, our ability to focus and concentrate on a thing has reduced to the barest minimum because of the technological advancement in the current age. People do no longer like to go through the Herculean task of sitting down to learn. Rather, they would just have a computer do it for them. And trust me, it has a side effect, and it also has its advantages. So as an A team member, you're expected to help them, inspire them, encourage them, because through their commitment to the program, you actually gain experiences which would be needed for the advancement of your career. Also, you are expected to lead them in the right direction. We are trusting you as volunteers that you would not lead our externs to the wrong path. Example, we are teaching them on how to code, and you sidetrack them and teach them something else. No. We are expecting you to teach or assist and provide technical and non-technical assistance within the allowed framework. Then lastly, you are to prompt them to attain more. Once you see someone is about giving up, probably a challenge in the project, probably a challenge in the curriculum, probably a challenge in one thing or the other, be it the coding aspect, you are supposed to prompt them. You can do this. You are better. You must exceed your goal. You must exceed your limitation. You have come too far to stop. Because at the end of the day, when you have these extent on ground, you gain experience. So on the externship, for those that have been admitted into the externship Slack channel, given their IDs, they are the ones that would volunteer on the externship. However, if you want to also volunteer on the externship, seeing that you have seen the design of the program and you are interested, do not hesitate to send a mail either to hello@hamoye.com.io, or you send a message on the Slack group to me, or any of my team members will be willing to attend to you at any point in time. We would expect more hands on deck, so you are welcome at any time. So on the role for the externship, we expect you to have an idea of programming, because these guys are going to be programming, are going to be running with codes, are going to be dealing with codes. And we expect you to have an idea because you are going to assist them in these areas to solve their issues, problems, and challenges. Secondly, we expect you to be time conscious, because all our programs have a timeline. We are going to measure progress. We're going to measure your progress against our outcomes. And we expect, because with time tracking, you will be able to achieve more. Through conscious time usage, you're going to achieve more. We are aware of your volunteering hours. Some of you stated 2 to 4 hours, some 4 hours and above. We would not require more than you have stated on your form. However, we expect you to be on ground during the stated time. So we do not have any gap. We do not have any extent laying low without help or support, because you are to provide technical and non-technical skills. If you do not go home with anything from our 1 hour of excessive talking, you should go home with one thing: you are providing technical and non-technical support to the extent. So lastly, we expect you to work as a team. We believe in teamwork. We believe that the work progresses and better ideas comes from a team. No man is an island of knowledge, and no man knows it all. So we expect everyone to collaborate and work. That's why we have divided you into different groups. We have some of you on the general platform awaiting your programs to volunteer on. We have you on the machine learning externship Slack group, which would give you an opportunity to network, to collaborate, and function within a team to make sure the work goes well. Example, if you have been assigned to a particular Slack group and you have questions there from the extents you cannot solve, within your Slack community of the A team, you can actually ask for help from your colleagues and solve that issue. But if you decide to work on your own, you would not achieve much. So we employ and encourage you to work as a team. Lastly, you are expected to coordinate. We trust you and we know that you are capable of this. So we expect you to coordinate your little community you will be broken into with little or no issues, in the sense that you provide technical and non-technical support to them. You solve issues, you solve problems, you attend to their concerns and difficulties. So at the end of the day, no one is left without help. Like our mantra is, helping is being thoughtful of life. Without helping, we cannot go far. At one point or the other, you were helped without anyone requiring anything from you. So we employ you to help. So without wasting much of your time, at this point, we're going to have a little simulation. This simulation is to test your ability to provide help. So we are going to allow you on mute when you have responses to these questions, and you would be unmuted if you just raise your hands up and signify. So the first on our simulation list is, I logged onto the platform and I can't find the course I am enrolled on. What do I do? If you have answers to these questions, please signify and you would be unmuted and you will talk. Do we have anyone going? I logged onto the platform. Do we have anyone that wants to try? Just attempt. Attempt. I logged onto the platform and I cannot find the course I am enrolled on. What do I do? Should I call names? Should I call names? I can see a lot of my team members here. Okay. I've seen one person I would like to call, and he's Benny Ifeanyi. Benny, can you unmute and attempt this question? Is Benny with us? Hello, Benny. We can hear you. Is Benny with us?
To refresh, or maybe to you can actually check back with Hamoye to know if maybe the intern actually registered for the course.
Could you come over your answer again, Benny?
I was like, you could check with Hamoye if the intern maybe at the back end to know if the intern actually registered for that course, and if they did, maybe all they need to do is to refresh their browser or something.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Benny. I know you guys may not actually know how to use the platform. So it was a tricky question just to see your ability to, one, coordinate, two, try to pacify and provide answers without actually dismissing the intent without any answer. Thank you, Benny. I know you may not know how to use the platform, but questions like this would arise. Questions like this will arise. I logged onto the platform and I can't find my because I'm enrolled on. What do I do? I've paid, I paid half, I paid in full, and I can't find the questions, the courses. So you do not just dismiss them. Well, I don't know it. I don't know it. No, you may not know. That's why we have a team. You either come back to me. You have to come back to me if you do not know the answer to that question, or any of the team members. We have the AI team. I will introduce my team shortly. And we have the Hamoye team, who are always on ground to answer all your technical questions. So the second one, let's try the second question. I do not seem to like this particular course I am enrolled on, as it seems a little difficult. What do I do? The floor is open. Let's have someone answer that, or should I call names? I don't seem to like this particular course I am enrolled on, as it seems a little difficult. What do I do? I'm stuck and I paid for it. I don't like it. It's difficult. I don't like the project. The courses are so hard to understand. I do not have a background in this course. How do I go about it? Can we have someone answer? Or do I call names? Let me look through my beautiful list. There's someone I'm tempted to call, but I have a challenge pronouncing your name. Okay, let me call. And pardon my pronunciation. Your name is Mugumia Suwari. That's all I can see. Mugumia Twari. Could you answer the question?
Yes. Hello. Yeah, I
Hi.
think that question, like the way I would tackle it, hi. Yeah, the way I would tackle it is okay, like to appreciate that someone, has taken the initiative to go through the course and understand it. Then I'll try to understand like which part, I'll try to inquire from the student that which part of the course seems to be difficult, because it may be something that I can provide a resource which can help the student to continue. Mainly, I'll try to inquire where the difficulty is coming from and see how I can solve it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I like your approach. But before I answer you or respond to your approach, I have Toluwani. Toluwani wants to talk and Moluk wants to talk. Okay, Moluk says, the best way for me is to try and encourage the student or go back to the Hamoye team is to ask if someone changed course after paying for it. Moluk is actually being very smart because he heard what I said initially and he actually dubbed my answer. Well, thank you for your good attempt. So we have Abednego Aginam. Abednego wants to speak. Okay, Abednego Aginam. Okay, Moluk says, I think on my own, that's very, very good. I'm impressed. So Abednego Aginam wants to speak. Abednego, can we have you? Or before Abednego goes, Tolu says, Toluwani Olorun Nishola says, thank you for reaching out. You can refresh the page again, but if it doesn't work, then it is a technical issue that will be attended to immediately. Thank you for your patience. Tolu, this is a beautiful answer. I'm impressed by this. So, first of all, we should know that all the questions or difficulties will not come like I made it seem very easy, because trust me, the course modules are not for children. They're actually for career seeking and advancing interns or externs. So before I conclude, I have one person that wants to speak, Abednego Aginam. The floor is open for you to speak. Abednego, can we have your answer? I don't seem to like the course I'm enrolled on. It seems difficult. What do I do? Is Abednego with us? Abednego. And he's unmuted. Okay. We don't seem to have a response from Abednego, so we would move forward. Before we move forward, like Twari said, you do not dismiss them. You encourage them and pacify them while seeking for answers to what you do not understand before relating back to them. So let's move forward. We have one more question before we call this session a wrap. I have issues with the assigned task. Can you help me? What do you do in this state? The floor is open. Or should I call names? Okay, Habib has raised his hand. Habib, let's hear you.
I think first you just have to, since the question says, can you help me? Like, yes, I can help you. I'd like to find out what the exact issue is with the assigned task and see if it's something that maybe is too hard for the students in general, or maybe it's a particular situation for the person that is asking. And I'll be able to know how to either come back to meet you and the team to help solve the issue, or if it's something that it has to be just a motivation, just to motivate the person and show the person that they can do it, since they have other students also doing it. They have it.
Okay, thank you, Habib. But before you go, let me throw one more question to you. Habib, We are expected to submit a project on design thinking, which is actually part of our open source project. I'm tired and exhausted, and deadline is tomorrow. Can you help me? What would be your response?
Okay, if I get, you said they are working on a open source project,
Yes.
and is it like a personal thing or a group? Is it a group thing?
It's a group work, but the person's part is what he is finding difficult to actually attend to. So he wants you to do it for him. What do you do?
Oh, okay. What I will try to tell him is the whole point of him enrolling in this and paying for this is for him to gain the skills. And if he cannot now, if he's feeling like he can't do it, then he shouldn't allow that feeling to overpower his initial thoughts in coming into the internship, that he really wanted to gain a skill. And the only way to gain it is by persevering through the struggles. And that's the only way he can gain it and understand what he paid for. So he'll be able to gain what he came with.
Well done. Thank you so much. So like he said, you do not do it for them. Instead, you prompt them, encourage them, give them resources to work on, and then you allow them take the task for themselves or by themselves. So Alexander Wakama says the best way to tackle suggested question is to first understand the difficulty the student is facing, encourage the person to start by looking at the basics of that course. So Moluk said the best way for me to try and encourage the student to all go back to the Hamoye team is to ask if someone can change course after paying for it. I think we cannot change courses. So lastly, Olusegun Samson says he wants to contribute. Okay, Samson, you have 1 minute to do this. Oh, okay, you've written your answer. It can be better to have a one-on-one session to know what he or she is having issues about. Beautiful. We do not refund monies, we do not change courses, and we do not attend to their work for them. So if you want to have a one-on-one with them, that's good. But at the end of the day, we have to ensure that these people are thinking on their own. They do their assignments or assigned projects on their own in order for them to gain the technical skills and non-technical and technical skills they actually require to advance in their career. Okay, this would be the last question. So I would speak on communication. Like I said earlier on, we are a technology company, so all our communications are through these channels. You could reach us on Slack or via email, hello@hamoye.com, or you could go to our YouTube page at Hamoye HQ, or you could go to our website, hamoye.com. So moving forward, our social media channels, please, we encourage you to like, follow our page, leave a comment, share your thoughts with us, either through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, everything at Hamoye HQ. So lastly, before I hand over, let's meet our team. I told you we are a very diverse team, multicultural, and this is my beautiful team. We have Abigail, who is our assistant program manager, who you met at the start of the webinar. And then we have Emmanuel Ikoche, who is our associate. We have Olaoluwa Femi Adeboye, who is also an associate. And we have Ayo Mide Akinsiku, who is an associate. Then we have our AI team guys. We have Zaliat, we have Precious, we have Waraf. Sorry, I missed out. Okay, we have Waraf, we have Sophia Jack, and a host of all of them right here. Then lastly, we have our editor, who is Mercy Okpadoku, and she's in charge of editing all our content. So without wasting much time, I would hand over to our assistant programs manager to handle this session for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cordelia and Emmanuel, for taking us through that session and making it very interactive. I'm sure we got one thing or the other from their discussion, especially for the fact that we are here to provide support, we are here to help, and that is what it means by being thoughtful, which, as we have said, is the mantra. Without wasting much of our time, we have less than 14 minutes here because we promised that by 3 o'clock we would release everyone. We need to stick to time. So we have some questions from some of us, but if you still have questions and you want to say it out, please just raise your hand. We would cite you and we'll let you speak. So this first question will be for Emmanuel, and somebody is asking, Tomiwa is asking, are we going to have access to the externship course to help them better? I feel we should know what topics and what courses they would need help on. That's my opinion, by the way. So Tomiwa wants to know if volunteers will have access to the courses, the externship courses. So Emmanuel, over to you.
Yes, Tomiwa, I can agree that that's a very wonderful idea, and we've thought about it. But the courses are designed in such a way that you only have there's restricted access to them. So what we are providing you, because I think one of the requirements to become an 18 member is this kind of skills. So what we're providing is like a precis of each of the courses, so that you have an overview of what we are teaching in the course. You have prior knowledge of what the course is contained, or what is contained in the course rather. So you have this, plus we're also standing on the grounds that you have these skills beforehand, and then we believe that we'll be able to deliver. And then apart from providing you with the presses, we also, in our Slack channel, like for the Hamoye A team, we also have members of the Hamoye AI lab who have also gone through these courses. We also have members of the Hamoye Lagos team who have also gone through these courses and have reviewed them. So there are always interactions about this. There are always interactions every time. So we don't expect that you have 100% perfection, but then we are all working together, like Cordelia mentioned, working together as a team to help each person unblock whatever they may have. But great idea, but we've thought about it, and this is what we've come up with. Thank you, Tomiwa. Thank you, Abigail.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Now, Benny Ifeanyi is asking, is it possible for someone to be in the externship as a student and also as a part of the A team? So I would allow Cordelia answer that question.
Okay, it's going to be really tricky, because if you're a volunteer, would you have time to learn? Or would you be providing yourself with the required help you need? So I advise you do either of both, and when you're done with one, you continue with the other one. So for me, not to be selfish, I would say you start with your course first, because your personal interest and development is my goal, after which you could volunteer with us on other programs. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
So you cannot
Go
do both.
ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you can't do both. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Cordelia, for that. Now we have another question here. Can we share external resources to help them, that's the students, understand the topic better? Ekemini Umana wants to know that. So can we share external resources to help them understand the topic better? I would let Emmanuel answer that.
Okay, Ekemini, I think that's researching. So external resources you can recommend, yes. there's no harm in that. So long it helps, it actually does help them. So that's the focus basically. So
Okay.
I think that's direct enough.
Mm. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so someone has a question. Showole Oladimeji, yeah, he wants to ask his question, so I think we should give him. Oh yes, okay, you already have your question here, so let's ask. Now, Oladimeji Samuel is asking, what kind of support are we going to provide, are going to be provided with the Hamoye to make our work hit free? So I think he's asking, what kind of support will Hamoye team provide them, the volunteers, to make their work hit free? Thank you for that question. So Cordelia, over to you.
Okay, first of all, on each Slack channel, both the general Slack 8-team Slack channel, that's machine learning, all Hamoye team members are a part. Both the AI Lagos team, in the sense that we are just a click away from you. If you have issues, email us. If you have issues, email us. If you have concerns, email us. If you have doubts, email us. If you have doubts or on uncertainties, email us or send a message on Slack. We're always available because we know you are just with us for a few hours a day or a week. We don't expect you to have all the answers. So we are there with you. We are just there overseeing you, and every issue we have or you have, we are there to provide support and help to you. So we are with you.
Thank you very much, Cordelia. And that is why we encourage everyone to join the Slack channel. So you don't have to send mails all the time when you have issues. You can always reach out to any of us on Slack. Now, Ebube Newton has a question, and I think that will be the last question before we go. She's asking, does this A team include those that signed up for the college prep program? Because he did. So he signed for the college prep program and is also volunteering. So does this include that? Cordelia.
Okay, first of all, A-team, thank you for your question, Abigail. A-team is the umbrella for all programs to provide help. So if you're on A-team, you are there in the general platform before we break you out into programs on which you volunteered for. So yes, you are an A-team member first before you volunteer on any program, of which college prep is one of our programs. So college prep hasn't begun yet. So once it starts, we're going to send you off to your particular Slack channel where you would have further communications. So,
okay.
That's it.
All right, thank you, Cordelia. We are about to round up, but we have a question from Tomiwa. Tomiwa again is asking, how will the assistants work? Are we going to be assigned students? Cordelia.
Yes, you would be assigned a Slack channel to moderate and coordinate. This Slack channel will contain the extent or students, as you may call them, which you're going to provide help and support to.
Okay. Then Ekemini again is coming. He's asking, how many volunteers would be in a team? And then what happens if a volunteer in a team is offline?
Good. So first of all, the numbers of volunteers in a team would be made known shortly after this call. That's why we have a Slack recess. Then secondly, what happens when a volunteer in a team is offline? The best we can do is to send them messages or email them, unless they provide you with their contact information. But however, if you try to reach them and you cannot reach them, get back to me and we would sort it out from our own end.
All right. Thank you very much, Cordelia, for that. And thanks to everyone for being a part. All right, sincere apologies for that. So I want to thank everyone for being a part of the program today.
Abigail, you're mute. Could you unmute? What happened? Okay, I think we're just having
Okay. Can you hear me now?
little network issues. Okay, continue. Yes, we can.
Yeah, you can hear me. All right. Thank you very much. Sorry, apologies for that. So we have come to the end of the program today. I hope we had a beautiful time. And we are going now to Slack. Let everyone move to Slack for the Slack recess. So if you have any more questions, we will be there to answer you. Once again, thank you very much. And please enjoy the rest of your afternoon and evening.
Thank you. See you soon.